This is our 3-week holiday in South Africa, visiting the parents and friends for a fun-filled and very jam-packed holiday. So let's jump right in. The morning after we landed from the UK, we had a very early start with a 3.5-hour drive from Durban to Drakensberg to a place called Njisuti to complete a 2-day hike to the Marble Bars and getting a chance to sleep in the cave overnight. The hike involves crossing a few rivers, traversing through the valleys and doing a few steep climbs. It is a very scenic 8-kilometer hike to the Marble Bars where you get to enjoy a beautiful nature walk, have the most stunning views of the valley and surrounding hills and mountains. The walk should take about 2.5 hours to get to the Marble Bars, so definitely worth it even if you just want to do it for a day trip. The water feels absolutely amazing and it is so much fun sliding down the natural rock slides and relaxing in the pools. The weather was perfect, so we ended up having lunch by the bars as it was so peaceful and got to just sit back and enjoy the flowing river and 360 views around us. This hike is definitely one to add to the list if you love the outdoors just like us. If you choose to sleep the night, you can sleep in the rock overhang caves, which are about 10 minutes walk from the Marble Bars, and they offer good protection from the elements, but do make sure you book beforehand as sleeping areas are very limited. We cooked and ate our dinner in the cave whilst watching the sunset from our rock accommodation and getting to listen to everyone's campfire stories. On the drive home, make sure to look out for a secret waterfall spot that offers another chance to cool off before the long drive home. Everybody in our group wanted to brave one last step before we headed off on our long drive home. Pamula was our accommodation in central Drakensberg, which offers a beautiful mountain log house with thatched roof and the most amazing views of the mountain range and valley. There were many scenic walks in the area, and we even ended up going for a nice trail run just to get a better and closer view of the mountains and rivers. The Drakensberg is a very peaceful and relaxing place, and we definitely enjoyed all the catching up with the family, which was way overdue. Whilst we were playing some board games late in the evening, we were presented with the most amazing sunset. We stopped off at Falcon Ridge, which is a bird of prey centre in the Champagne Valley and includes birds that are rehabilitated from injury, and they provide an excellent opportunity to see these magnificent birds in action with a live bird show. They do an informative talk about the birds, which they rehabilitate, protect and reintroduce into the wild, and all the work that goes on behind the scenes. Definitely worth a visit if you are in the area. Next up, we headed to Vitsizuk Mountain Lodge in northern Drakensberg, which overlooks the Drakensberg Sentinel Peaks and Amphitheatre, which we were planning to hike up the following morning to climb the famous Tugela Falls. The route to Tugela Falls is meant for a 4x4, but no worries for the trusty Robust Pools Bucky, which manages to climb any terrain with ease. Starting at Tugela Falls Sentinel Car Park, we started our 12-kilometer hike up to the highest waterfall in the world, planning to go up the gully and then down the chain ladders. We had the most perfect cloudless day we could have asked for, as the morning sun pre-warms all the mountain peaks for us. A magical day was upon us as we slowly started getting closer to the peak, where we were greeted with the most amazing and breathtaking views, where we could see for miles across the cliff peaks and down over the Drakensberg. It is a very well-marked single-track path, but you definitely need a certain level of fitness when traversing up the steep climbs. We headed up to the steep Beacon Buttress Gully, and out of breath, we finally made it to the top, where we were presented on top of the world feeling. Little to Serena's knowledge, I had been planning a little surprise on the top, overlooking the waterfall, which I thought would have been a perfect setting to drop down on one knee and ask for Serena's hand in marriage, as we both love to hike, explore and get lost in nature. It was a magical moment as my dad got to join us on this special occasion, and we had even packed some champagne so we could celebrate and do a little toast in the Tugela Falls pools, which are on top of the waterfall, and then decided we earned a nice refreshing swim to cool off before our trek back down. These icy pools were such an amazing feeling, especially on such a hot day as it was. On the route down, we headed towards the chain ladders, where there are a pair of vertical cliff chain ladders which total to around 30 meters of climbing. which you climb down, which also offer magical views. We went on a quiet day, so we pretty much had the chain ladders to ourselves and did not have to wait. This route is definitely for people that are not scared of heights, but the climb is well worth it and much easier than you think. We traversed through Golden Gate Highlands National Park to get to the small town of Clarence for an overnight stay. This town is very popular for its thriving arts, crafts and boutique scenes and local breweries. The whole family took us out for a nice dinner to celebrate our proposal earlier that day, which was a great way to end the busy day. Next part of our holiday was a lot more relaxing, which was very well needed. We headed to Artier Cartier Drakensberg Resort, which offers camping and chalets accommodation, adventure activities, and a variety of pools which we took full advantage of during the hot summer days. They also had a super tube slide, so we decided we wanted to act like kids again and took over the slides going down endless times. I always wanted to try out the inflatable blob, which I thought I was going to get catapulted into the air. All I got was a couple of milliseconds of hang time before making a small little splash in the water. We did a quick stop off at Howick Falls before heading off to an overnight stay at Kala Game Reserve, where we got to see many local wildlife such as rhino, giraffe, water buffalo, zebra, warthogs and so on. We were in awe on how many animals we got to see in such a short time, and the relaxing feeling you get from driving through nature and just enjoying the authentic accommodation that we got to stay in. And in Durban, you always have to head to the famous Durban Beach Promenade to see the beautiful coastline, Moses Mabhida Stadium, and we got to do some local exploring and enjoying the time at home. We had a lovely family dinner there by Wilson's Wharf at the harbour, managed to squeeze in a few catch-ups with Durban friends, even stopped off at my mom's favourite spot at the casino. Beginner's luck, we managed to hit a little jackpot win. We organised a few days of camping with family and friends, which is something I really do enjoy. Just enjoying the sandy beaches and hot sunny days, late afternoon brides with a few drinks and laughs next to the fireplace till early hours of the morning. Lots of time was spent relaxing in the pools, catching as many sun rays as possible. We all headed over to Lake Eland for the day to do some ziplining and sightseeing. A few of us signed up to do some ziplining, where we go on 14 slides where you cover a total of 4.5 kilometers in total of different lengths, heights and scenery. One of the slides crosses Oroby Gorge and is said to be almost 700 meters long and 300 meters high above the gorge. The views from that height are breathtaking, and it is such an exhilarating feeling sliding over the gorge. Another exciting slide was over the lake, and if you're heavy enough you can dip your feet into the lake to cool yourself off if needed. We had a bumpy ride back up to the top of the gorge where all the friends decided we are going to be doing the extreme zipline tour. We will go down an extreme 1 kilometer thrilling zipline reaching speeds of up to 100 kilometers an hour, which definitely feels like we got really close. The immense speed you go down is not for the faint-hearted, but well worth it and such a thrill, especially if you enjoy the rush you get from the speed you fly down. Once you clear the initial overgrown area, your views open up to a magical panoramic view you get to enjoy before coming to a sudden halt at the bottom. There were 2 other slides we got to go down, which were a lot slower, so at least had a chance to catch our breath and enjoy the scenery at a slower pace. Then, still on that day, I managed to squeeze in one more adrenaline activity for our already adrenaline-filled day and signed up to the world's highest gorge swing of 165 meters, known as the Oroby Gorge Swing. It is literally a 55-story jump into a freefall next to a waterfall, where you do a pendulum swing near the bottom and then get lifted up from the motored winch. For someone who enjoys adrenaline, I was definitely second-guessing myself when stood on that edge, but was definitely such a thrill of an experience and puts you on such a buzz afterwards. Then we ended off the day with the magnificent views from the tourist hotspot of the suspension bridges. Last bit of a holiday, we went to Gibo Gorge, where we got to do some mountain biking around a few of the trails in the gorge, which was definitely a workout, and we really do enjoy exploring on our bikes. We spent some time enjoying the local facilities, doing some walks and sightseeing, as well as we stayed the night in their popular teepee tents, where we ended our last night with a few drinks and stories around the amazing bonfire under all the stars. We were very sad the holiday had come to an end, but loved every second of it and the quality family time we enjoyed together. Hope you enjoyed our little highlights reel, and thanks for watching.